have her grace our stages, Marina Sirtis. This is at Michael Dorn.
Hello.
So, why do they put us on Sunday when there's less people? You know what it is? I think it's to keep people here on Sunday. Right? Okay, who would have gone home if we weren't here late today on Sunday?
Hell no, we would have stayed.
So, what are we going to do? How are we going to do this morning? Go straight to questions? Or have you got any stories to tell?
Well, no, I'm storied out, but so what have you been doing lately?
Okay. I'm in a new series. I think it's going to be, in America, I think it's going to be streamed on Paramount Plus. And it's called The Sunshine Murders. And
Woo!
if any of you watch what I call the British channel, PBS, you might have seen a show called Death in Paradise. Well, this is Death in Paradise in the Mediterranean instead of the Caribbean. So it's basically the same premise. So it's a light-hearted murder mystery. And my career now entails playing crazy Greek women.
Nice.
So I don't have to do any research.
You've done Hallmark.
Oh yeah, I'm in the Hallmark stage. Now again, when they want a crazy woman, they call me. Yeah.
I saw, I was flipping my Hallmark, and within 2 minutes, I didn't see you, but within a minute, maybe 2 minutes, you see the whole story.
Oh yeah.
And this lady is frazzled and she's driving and she doesn't know what, no, I'm coming back. All of a sudden she goes, looks up and she hits the most handsomest guy in town. And he's driving a Chevrolet truck. You know, and what am I going to do? Well, I'll tow you into town.
Actually, I did 2 Hallmark movies, which basically I was playing the exact, there were 2 different storylines. Not 2 different storylines, the stories were exactly the same. I was the Queen, and it's always a British actress playing the Queen, although it's not Britain. It's, they make up the name of the country, but she's always British. And I play, in both films, I play her, right-hand person. No, not handmaiden, it's not Handmaid's Tale. No, that's America now, The Handmaid's Tale. Oh yeah, too soon? Okay. So anyway, what happens is the prince is in America, and he's getting up to shenanigans. So I'm sent in both movies to go and sort him out. The only difference was I had a different name in the book, but it was exactly the same storyline. But one was my Christmas prince, and one was my summer prince.
So which is the latest one you did?
The latest one was called Love is Greek to Me.
Oh yeah, saw that.
That was shot in Santorini, or I don't know, someone's got to go, wasn't it? So yeah, I'm very happy to be in the Hallmark stable because they treat their actors really well. You remember on TNG, Christmas?
We were, Star Trek
We were
was
making
all-
them billions, by the way. Carry on.
Star Trek was always the evil stepchild of Paramount, even though it made a huge amount of money and spin-offs and stuff like that. They always didn't really think of us as real television. And so they would treat us accordingly. Other actors on other shows were getting cars for Christmas. We got
Baseball hats. Baseball hats. A big black trash can, liner. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas. Hallmark. My first movie for Hallmark. That was The Summer Prince, right? I show up, I get invited to the upfronts, which are where they have this big event, and they basically advertise, they tell the world which movies and shows. It's a preview of the next season, basically. So I was invited to the upfronts. I step out of the car that they sent for me, and they hand me a blue box from Tiffany's.
Ooh.
Right, with silver earrings. And I'm like, I want to work for these people. They respect what I do. So yeah, I love Hallmark, and I know a lot of you guys pretend you don't watch Hallmark, but I know they don't. We're all closet Hallmark watchers. Let's do some questions now. Right, oh blimey, you've kept in your bloody Delaware over there, Jesus. Yes. Can you come, why can't they come in the middle? What can't? Mike's are set up. Right, okay. Shout.
So first I just want to say thank you both so very much for all of the entertainment and joy that you've given to everybody. Second, I have an actual question. So probably you know that Tony Todd passed yesterday. So maybe you could share a story or something about Tony Todd. Thank you very much.
Yeah, along with being a lovely actor, he was a good guy, and I loved working with him. He was solid, and he was right there all the time. But there's two actors here, J.G. Herzl and Vaughn, who were the quintessential Klingon. Tony was one of those quintessential. It's because you had to be huge. I mean, not stature, but you just had to be, this, like you're doing Shakespeare at the top of your voice all the time, and everything. And he was definitely like that. He was definitely like that. We didn't hang out outside of the show, but whenever I saw him, it was always a pleasure to laugh and talk about all the stuff. And I've seen him in other stuff. I mean, he was Candyman, and I did a movie with him. We didn't see each other in the movie called The Man from Earth, just recently. And it was, but the thing that gets me, there seems to be a lot of guys passing on that we know, that I know. One guy was Lance Reddick.
Yep.
He came to the premiere of Picard, and within 6 months, we passed him. Young guys. I mean, these guys were young.
Well, compared to us.
And so it was really interesting. But Tony was a shock. I was kind of looking at my phone, and somebody texted me that, oh, I'm so sorry about that. I mean, whenever somebody texts you, goes, oh no, this isn't good. But he was a good guy and a really, really good actor. I liked him a lot. Thank you.
Hello. My question was actually mostly just answered with that. So that's pretty funny. But I was wondering if you wanted to talk about the character that he played, Kern, specifically his relation to Worf, and how you approached that dynamic.
I didn't know he played Kirk, my brother, Tony Todd. And it wasn't approaching it was no different than approaching anything else. That was the funny thing. But the funny part was at a certain point, third or fourth season, Marina said something. She goes, Michael, for an orphan, you have an awful lot of relatives.
Excuse me, you've got more relatives than the rest of us put together. Aunts, uncles, mums and dad, or no?
I have a stepmom,
Yeah,
a stepdad,
stepmom, stepdad,
a son,
son.
a wife, a brother, you know? I mean, it's just, and they all just started, once a year they show up. Oh, by the way, I am your brother.
It's like I just had a crazy mother and a dead sister.
I wanted to go on one episode. I wish they would, because it's funny, because they would say, I am your brother. You can't stay with me. I don't have any more room. But yeah, it was, I mean, for me, I don't approach the character really any more different. Unless he has kind of an arc or whatever the case. But when you work with other actors, you really don't, I don't really approach it differently. Unless they're assholes. Then you kind of go, but no, there's no really different approach.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
This question is for both of you. One of the biggest twists in the Next Generation was the pivot between Worf and Deanna. My question right there. So my question one was, did the writers at least respect your wishes on that? Did they come to you beforehand? Or was it something that you just looked at the script one day and it's like, oh, this is what we're doing?
Oh yeah, they consulted us about a lot of shit, yeah. No. I think they just thought Beauty and the Beast too much too many times. I didn't understand that relationship at all. Did you understand it?
Which part of it?
Any of it?
Oh, the relationship when Worf came to you for advice.
Well, yeah, but not the other lovey-dovey stuff.
Well, that's what I said. Which part?
Well, because
The
you...
lovey-dovey part?
The lovey-dovey part.
No. I understood what they were going for.
Right.
But I think that they didn't really think it through, and I think that they kind of went out, because, the whole Klingon love ritual is very violent, all that kind of stuff, and they just went out on that, and all of a sudden he's making dinner and setting the table. It was weird.
It's like stop being a Klingon, right? It is stop being a Klingon. I mean, I thought if I'm in a relationship with Worf, I'd be ducking the dishes.
But but there was, they did do a good job about, and it wasn't like all that lovey-dovey stuff. There was a scene where, in that parallels where we were together, not together, blah, 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 where I go, and you come in there, oh, here, Worf, here's the president. You make a couple of jokes, and you get me to leave. I said, have you had dinner yet? And I go, would you like to have dinner? And you did some face acting like you wouldn't believe it. Talking about being face acting, she was like, ooh. I mean, it was all the whole thing going on. And that led to, they didn't do anything with it, and that led to, was that the final episode?
Final episode, the
When
all these
you
things
said,
we put together, yeah.
Yeah, when she said, Riker says, Deanna, would you like to have dinner later? And to be honest, I love what you did. It was so.
Remind me.
You said, you looked at him, and then you looked at me, and all you said was, I have plans. Walked out.
I'm good.
And I go to Riker, good night. And that was the only time where they handled it like with some finesse.
Yeah.
And that was the only time. The other times, and let me tell you something. I think that writers, when they're handed a series, a gift like Next Generation, they think that they know better than what has come before. And so they start writing stuff, like, oh, wouldn't it be funny if this, and you just go, you're not funny.
Yeah. It's like, it is true. They always think that they know better than you know. I'm going to do a little bit of market research now to see if this proves my point. Who would like to see TNG come back?
Yeah.
Well, you know what you're getting, right?
Who wouldn't like to see
Starfleet Academy. You
TNG?
get Starfleet Academy instead.
Yay!
One hand according there. There you go. That kind of proves my point. They don't care what we want. Maybe we don't care what we want. They're going to do what they're going to do. Plus, you know, and this is what I actually got quite upset after Picard because a lot of people were pushing the Legacy series. Oh, and like there was a lot of talk about that was really wrong of them to do that, in my opinion, because it is never going to happen.
Oh.
There is not a studio in Hollywood that is going to make a show where every actor is over 70 years old. Not in Hollywood. So I felt really bad for you guys because everyone was getting you really excited for something that was literally pie in the sky. So I hate to be, you know, Cassandra the prophet of doom, but she was always right. In fact, I was Cassandra the prophet of doom because Cassandra, if you know Greek mythology, was always right and no one believed her. Right, so, next question.